Hi everyone, and welcome! Today, we're tackling a really frustrating issue that many iOS developers encounter. The pod and error forceencoding can't modify frozen string, FrozenError, message. This error can stop your project dead in its tracks when you're trying to run pod install or pod update, leaving you wondering what went wrong. Don't worry, we'll break down what this error means, why it happens, and most importantly, how to fix it so you can get back to coding. First, let's understand what this error actually signifies. The core of the problem is the frozen error. In Ruby, which CocoaPods is built on, strings can sometimes be frozen. This means they are immutable. You cannot change them after they've been created. The forceencoding part tells us that CocoaPods is attempting to change the character encoding of one of these frozen strings, and Ruby is throwing an error because it's not allowed. This often points to an incompatibility or a misconfiguration in your development environment, particularly with your Ruby setup or CocoaPods version. So, why does this happen? There are a few common culprits. One major reason is Ruby version incompatibility. Newer versions of Ruby, especially Ruby 2.7 and above, introduce changes where strings might be frozen by default in certain contexts for performance and safety. If your CocoaPods gem is older or not fully compatible with your specific Ruby version, it might try to modify a string that Ruby has marked as frozen, leading to this error. Another cause can be an outdated CocoaPods version. Older versions of CocoaPods might not correctly handle the frozen string behavior of modern Ruby versions. Sometimes, conflicting Ruby installations can also be the problem. If you have multiple Ruby versions installed, e.g., System Ruby, plus one managed by rubenv or RVM, and your system is not correctly configured to use the right one, issues can arise. Finally, a corrupted gemset or an unclean environment can also contribute to this problem. Now, let's talk about the solutions. Getting rid of this error usually involves a few steps, starting with the simplest. The first thing you should always try is to update CocoaPods. Open your terminal and run sudo gem install CocoaPods. This command ensures you have the latest version of CocoaPods, which often includes fixes for such compatibility issues. If that doesn't work, you'll need to look at your Ruby environment. We highly recommend using a Ruby version manager like rubenv or RVM. These tools allow you to install and switch between different Ruby versions easily, preventing conflicts. If you're using rubenv, you might run rubenv install 2.7.5, or a version recommended by CocoaPods documentation, and then rubenv global 2.7.5 to set it. Make sure your shell's path variable is correctly configured to use the Ruby provided by your manager. If you're on a very new Ruby version, e.g., Ruby 3.x, and still facing issues, you might need to downgrade your Ruby version slightly to one known to be fully compatible with your CocoaPods version, like a stable 2.7.x release. After changing Ruby versions, it's a good idea to reinstall CocoaPods cleanly. You can do this by running sudo gem uninstall CocoaPods and then sudo gem install CocoaPods again. For projects using a gem file with bundler, ensure CocoaPods is listed in your gem file and then use bundle exec pod install to ensure you're using the project-specific gem version. Always ensure your environment is clean by running gem cleanup occasionally. By systematically checking and adjusting your CocoaPods and Ruby versions, you should be able to resolve this frustrating frozen error and get your iOS project building smoothly again. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this video helps you fix that annoying pod and error. If you found this information useful, please consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel for more helpful tips and tutorials. Your support means a lot, and it helps us create more content like this.